Shankara Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankara Namah Shivaya. Shambho Shankara Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankara Namah Shivaya.
Hi friends, this is NJ, host on this channel. So we will start our discussion on the nakshatra number 16, which is the Vishakha Nakshatra. This is just going to be an introductory video where we will try to understand the attached symbol, the presiding deity, and a brief idea about the nature and functioning of this nakshatra. And in the following videos, we will try to get into the core of this particular Vishakha Nakshatra. So before we'll start our discussion, just a quick recap of all what we have studied so far. What we are trying to do is that we are trying to understand these 27 lunar asterism, also known as the nakshatra. You cannot rely on your reading only on the basis of dividing the whole zodiac into 12 equal parts, also known as the 12 zodiac sign, because behind each zodiac sign there is the energy of 3 different nakshatras. That is the only reason people born with the same zodiac sign do not think alike, do not behave alike. So the one application of studying these nakshatra is that it is going to give a sharp edge to your reading. Second thing is that it is also used to do the marriage compatibility, the business partnership compatibility, and most importantly, it is being used in order to do the and take out the most auspicious time for certain acts, also known as the muhurta or the electional astrology. So now when it comes to this particular nakshatra, the nakshatra number 16, the Vishakha. So the zodiac space which it occupies is starting from the Libra sign from the 20 degree. So from 20 degree of Libra zodiac sign reaching till 3 degree 20 minutes within the Scorpio zodiac sign. So now you can see that Libra is a sign which is being ruled by the planet Venus. Scorpio is a tumultuous sign which is ruled by the planet Mars, which also has got its co-rulership to the planet Ketu, along with many scholars who also take into consideration the outer planets. They also take the Pluto as one of the co-ruler of the Scorpio sign. So here you can find an amalgamation of the Venusian, the Martian, Ketu, and the energies of the Pluto. And even the planetary rulership of this nakshatra goes to the Jupiter. So Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Ketu, and Pluto. So too much of the intensification of energies you will find at this nakshatra. When it comes to its astronomy sync, so this nakshatra constitutes of 4 stars, also known as the, the alpha, beta, gamma, and the iota Librae. Now when it comes to looking at its formation in the sky, so these 4 stars which constitutes of this Vishakha Nakshatra can be seen as depicting the left side of the hanging scale which the constellation of Libra represents. And you can easily spot these 4 stars just below the Spica, the star which we have discussed at the time of the Chitra Nakshatra. So we have discussed its astronomy sync which constitutes of 4 stars. When it comes to its planetary rulership, I have already explained that Jupiter has got the planetary rulership of this Vishakha Nakshatra. So now energies are a bit different. The previous nakshatra of the Jupiter, which was Punarvasu, that was still very much mellowed. There the whole configuration was about the safety, but here energy is tumultuous. When it comes to its power, its Shakti, so this nakshatra has got the Vyapana Shakti. Vyapana Shakti means the power to give and many and various fruits in this life. This nakshatra is also seen as the star of purpose. When it comes to the name itself, the Vishakha can be translated as the 2-branched or the forked. Many scholars also take this particular name Vishakha as the Radha, and as you people know that Radha, the name itself means the delightful one, and Radha, who is also the beloved consort of the Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna, who was the incarnation, the 8th incarnation of the Lord Vishnu, and many people take Radha as the incarnation of the goddess Lakshmi as well. So when it comes to this depiction of goddess Radha with Vishakha Nakshatra, so we all know the life of the Lord Krishna, where he has the love he had for the goddess Radha. So specifically, all those people who belong to the Gaudiya tradition, who are very much into Krishna consciousness, because Radha had 2 kind of relationship with the Krishna. One was about the Swakriya Rasa, which depict it as a married relationship between the Krishna and the Radha, and other was the Parakiya Rasa, in which there was a eternal mental love of Radha devoted to the Lord Krishna. So it has been even believed that there is one place known as the Nidhi One in the Vrindavan, where it has been believed that Lord Krishna still comes there in the night. All the trees, they get converted into the gopis, and the Ras Leela and the spiritual dance takes place over there. So the too much of the fixity, too much of the love, too much of the devotion, because many texts in the mythology also depict that goddess Radha, she was married to the one Yadav who was the Abhimanyu. So there are so many depictions, but one thing which is very true is that eternal and unconditional love of goddess Radha towards the Lord Krishna, the fixity, the purpose, so which all make sync in the functioning of this nakshatra as well. So the name we have discussed. When it comes to the symbol allotted to the Vishakha Nakshatra is, first is of an archway, a decorated or a triumphal arch decorated with the leaves. Now what do you get to know from that? See, in our Hinduism, this decorated, the triumphal arch is very much synonymous to the marriage ceremonies. So wherever the marriage takes place, you will find this kind of decorated arch, and this could also be seen as the fixity of the attainment of the goals. We all are living with some or other kind of goal. Someone who is undergoing the he's studying science, he has fixed his goal to get into the engineering college, to best of the IIT IIT college. So he has this dream of that gateway of getting into the IIT. Some people who want to become the IAS, they have this dream of getting into the gate of the LBS Academy, where the foundation courses of all the IAS, IPS and all the UPSC people takes place. So a triumphal gateway, which is synonymous with the attainment and the fixity of the goal, has been assigned as one symbol with this Vishakha Nakshatra. Second symbol is of a potter's wheel, and as you people know that even in the potter's wheel, the whole wheel is moving, but the fixity is there in the center. So again, fixity of purpose you will find in another symbol attached to this nakshatra. And many scholars even take a large tree with spreading branches, which is providing protection to others, as another symbol to this nakshatra. So the symbol attached to the Vishakha Nakshatra are, first is of a triumphal arch or a gateway, second is of a potter's wheel, and a large tree with the spreading branches. When it comes to the deity presiding on this Vishakha Nakshatra, like the way I always say this thing is that whenever it comes to understanding the nature of any nakshatra in consideration, you get more from the presiding deity by contemplating and pondering on the nature of the presiding deity rather than just relying on the planetary rulership. So when it comes to the deity, so there are two deity which has been assigned to the Vishakha Nakshatra. First is of the Lord Indra. So as you people know that in our mythology, Indra has been depicted as the king of the demigods, king of the gods. So you will find all those qualities infused in the Vishakha Nakshatra. First of all, the way Indra has been portrayed in our Vedic scripture is that he is the king, and what is most important for a king? To maintain his throne. So he has been portrayed little bit in a darker shade, where he is going through all kind of deceptive means. He is ready to do anything to go for any means in order to secure his throne. So all those qualities remain as a part of the Vishakha Nakshatra people as well. Those who are strongly under the influence of Vishakha Nakshatra, for them attainment of the goal becomes so important, that single-mindedness becomes so important, that no matter what medium and what ways they are opting in order to fulfill that objective. So that's one way to look at it. And we have also discussed the indulgent side of the Indra, the way it has been portrayed in the the mythology, that the Indra, he is like always high on the somrasa, the elixir, and too much of the beauty, pleasures, wine around him. So that also remains a part of these Vishakha Nakshatra people, where they remain very much vulnerable towards going excess in sex and in alcohol. So these are the few qualities which you get to know from the Indra, but there is also a spiritual and the devoted side of the Indra as well, towards providing protection to all the gods who are under him. Because at the time when we were discussing the astronomy sync of this nakshatra, our ancient sages, when they looked at the sky, they saw this Vishakha Nakshatra as the abode of all the gods under the rulership of Indra. The second deity assigned to the Vishakha Nakshatra is of the Agni, And as you people know that when it comes to the innate nature of the Agni, it has two sides to it. Even the name itself, the Vishakha means branched, two forked. So two branched or forked. So when it comes to the another deity, the Agni, so Agni plays a very vital role in order to burn the, as become acting as a digesting food within our body, to cook the food in our home. Even it is used to join two metals for the welding purpose. And the another side of the Agni is that it can go amok and it can burn everything. And in a metaphorical way in our life, that we always use the word as this person is burning with the passion, burning with desire. So all those two-sided approach and the energies of the Agni also manifest in this Vishakha Nakshatra as well. So that's one way to look at it, where there has been attached two presiding deity to this nakshatra. One is of the king of the gods, Indra, and second is the Agni. And many scholars even take one unified character as the Chakragni or Indragni, where it has been believed that there was a one demimorphical character, two single body with two heads, who is jiva, who has four tongues in one head and three tongues in one head, as the character as a presiding deity to this nakshatra. So you go anyways, whether you take the Indra or Agni as a separate character, or you take it as a single character as the Indragni or Chakragni, but those qualities, the innate nature and the personality traits which we have discussed about the Indra, about the Agni, are going to manifest in the personality, in the behavior of the Vishakha people, all those people who are strongly under the influence of the Vishakha Nakshatra. When it comes to the nature and functioning of this nakshatra, so like the way we have discussed, this is the star of purpose. For these people attaining the final goal, the single-mindedness, the competitive spirit, the kind of devotion towards whatsoever they have faith in, remains so important that they will finally attain their objective. Because what do you need in order to fulfill those objectives or the goals which you have set? The single-mindedness. So these people remain very strong in that. They also remain to be very competitive. They also remain to be very loyal. Another part and the defining trait of these people is that for them the grass looks greener on the other side. They kind of remain very much focused about what they do not have in life rather than focusing on what they have. So because of which they go through and they kind of feel all kind of emptiness in their life. The shadow side of this nakshatra is that what we have discussed, that many times what happen is that this single-mindedness takes the form of the obsession, because the moon as well, the moon, which is a planet of the the peace, of the contentment, gets debilitated at the Scorpio part of this Vishakha Nakshatra. At the time when we were discussing the Ashwini Nakshatra, Ashwini is also about the anger, it's also about the impulse. Kritika was about a critical attitude, but still in those two nakshatras, moon obviously did not get debilitated. Moon gets debilitated at the 3 degree of the Scorpio sign. So it's just the the consistent negativity, consistent thought, the obsessiveness which makes your mind in a very unrest kind of situation. That is the only reason moon debilitated at the 3 degree of this Vishakha Nakshatra, because there is always this kind of persistent thoughts and the obsession, the single-mindedness which is troubling you. So the one way to look at it is that their nature and functioning can be summarized as single-mindedness, competitive spirit, goal-oriented approach. The shadow side is that many times what happen is that they become very jealous and very envy of the people around them, which make them bereft of any good friends or any well-wisher. And many times it has been seen that these people just tend to get success in the second half or the second part of their life, and after going through too much of the troubles and too much of the struggle, but they get the success, but the second half of their life tend to remain better as compared to the first half. So these are the few qualities which you will find inherent in the personality of these Vishakha people. And with that said, if we have discussed few of the negative qualities, that doesn't mean that being a Vishakha Nakshatra native, you are going to have all these qualities. This is just a one trace of the whole astrology which we are discussing. Even the Lord Buddha has his natal moon in the Vishakha Nakshatra, and you all people know that he was not exactly like all of this which we have discussed as a side of the Vishakha Nakshatra, about the jealousy, about the envy, about the alcohol. So the whole placement of the planets, the aspect of the planets is just going to change the chemistry. All what is going to happen is that we are just discussing the foundation, the innate nature and the thinking spark of the Vishakha people. So this is all what I wanted to say as my take on the Vishakha Nakshatra. In the following videos, we will try to get into the core of this nakshatra. So for further more updates and notification on astrology, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.
चिदानन्दरूप शिवो